Well, let's talk about the Parliament. The penultimate day of the monsoon session witnessed continued showdown as the opposition upped the ante against the government over the FCRA bill and the 20th July police action on students. The motion to forward the contentious FCRA bill to a joint parliamentary committee or a JPC was passed by voice vote.
However, it was done amid sloganeering by the opposition Minister of State for Home, Nityanand Ray, introduced the motion on behalf of the government, even as India Bloc members of parliament claimed that the bill is against minorities.
They should not only send it to the JPC, they should withdraw the bill. But at least it is better than passing the bill in the din. They have referred it to the JPC. Congress party will oppose the bill in the JPC. And eventually the bill must be dropped. This is an unnecessary bill, a mischievous bill intended to target the minorities.
Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju slammed the opposition and clarified that the bill does not harm any community.
ये तो स्वागत करने की जगह में विरोध कर रहे हैं। तो अफसोस की बात है, कोई माइनॉरिटी को टारगेट नहीं है। ये पूरा देश को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए नियम बना रहा है। किसी माइनॉरिटी, किसी कम्युनिटी को टारगेट करने का सवाल ही नहीं है।
Meanwhile, on the issue of 20 July protests, Amit Shah has written a letter to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, stating, and I quote, "The government is ready to discuss this issue. I request you to consult with the opposition and based on mutual agreement, allocate as much time, whether in terms of days or hours, as you deem appropriate, starting today. I intend to remain present in the House during the scheduled time and I'm prepared to answer all the questions." Early in the day, he asked the opposition members to submit a letter to the Speaker according to parliamentary rules, and he will give his response at 3 p.m. on Thursday.
विपक्ष को कहना चाहता हूं कि आप एक पत्र 2 बजे तक लिख कर दे दीजिए स्पीकर साहब को। 3 बजे से चर्चा चालू कर देंगे और कल 3 बजे मैं जवाब दे दूंगा सारी चीजों का। संसद में चर्चा करने के नियम बने हैं, तरीके बने हैं। अब मुझे कोई कहता है कि आप एक स्टेटमेंट दे दो। इतने गंभीर मसले पर इस तरह से चर्चा नहीं हो सकती है। शायद आपके पद्धति में होगा, मगर संसदीय पद्धति ये नहीं है।
But the opposition rejected Amit Shah's statement. Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, said that he doesn't want a lecture from the Home Minister and questioned why he was absent from the Parliament for 20 straight days.
We're not interested in him giving us a lecture or a discussion. We're interested in one simple thing. And when I say we, I mean the younger generation of this country. Who shot those students? Who gave the order to shoot those students? Did Mr. Amit Shah give this order to shoot our children? Or did he not? If he did, he should resign. Amit Shah has no courage. The Home Minister of India has no courage. He cannot come to the House.
The lower house was adjourned for the day amid repeated disruptions. Rijiju said that it is frustrating for the government to push for discussion and have the opposition run away. All eyes are now on the last day of the monsoon session and what happens tomorrow.
All right, let us welcome our guest on the show and try and understand what has been happening in the Parliament. Mr. Shekhar Iyer joins us. He's a senior journalist. He's joining us live on the broadcast from New Delhi. Mr. Shekhar Iyer, good evening. Welcome to WION. Good to be talking to you after a long time. Can I start by asking you what you think of the opposition's disruptions as far as the FCRA bill is concerned? Because it's interesting, the first FCRA bill was passed in 1976 under the Indira Gandhi government. Then it was amended and passed in the Manmohan Singh government in 2010. And suddenly in 2026, it becomes anti-minorities. How does that play out?
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you very much. And thank you, Rick. Well, you know, what has happened is just as the government has been re-strategizing both on the bill as well as on the discussion in Parliament over the incidents in Delhi. Similarly, on the FCRA too, the opposition, particularly the Congress, initially wanted the bill to be sent to the JBC, Joint Parliamentary Committee, and kept on saying that it should not be rushed through. Now with the new bill, there was one bill which was passed earlier. In the new bill, there are two provisions which are upsetting a number of NGOs and some religious institutions which receive funding. And those two provisions, we know one is regarding that in case of their registration being cancelled or being withheld, the government could step in and seize that property. That's one point which is agitating a lot of these organizations. Number two is a provision that says that whatever foreign funding they receive, of that, not more than 20% can be used, or 30% can be used for or showed as administrative expenses. Rather, the entire amount, the remaining amount, that 70% or so of whatever they receive from abroad, should be spent on the stated purpose, which is whether it's charitable or educational activity or whatever. So these are two which is bothering them, because most of these organizations, they are not just minority organizations. There are other organizations. That is a point Home Minister sought to point out to even church leaders who had met him regarding this bill. He said there are only 23% of these NGOs or religious institutions which belong to the minority sections. Rest is all, other communities are there. So therefore, why should it be seen as, trying to regulate only the minority institution? Now, but what has happened is the pressure has been building, particularly on the Congress and other parties whose base is in the South. And there they have been saying, no, do not allow this bill. This has to be discussed. Now, the government too has realized, we have also seen the pressure coming from the US. We saw one US Republican congressman making a statement. US Secretary of State landed in Kolkata, went to the missions of charity. These are way of, which are seen as, pressure coming on the government to re-examine this issue. So the government finally announced that they will send it to the JPC. But by then, opposition had already...
Mr. Iyer, they've already sent the document or the bill to the JCC, but let's wait and see how that pans out. But I just want to know from you, because our time is running out, tomorrow will be a very important day for India, because it will be the last day of the monsoon sessions in Parliament, and the Home Minister, Amit Shah, is expected to be in Parliament. What do you anticipate will happen tomorrow, or what is your prediction?
One, there is a development, which is that Home Minister has written to the Lok Sabha Speaker saying there should be a discussion on this. Yeah. And opposition, which was insisting on a discussion all these days, is saying we are not interested in a discussion. Rahul Gandhi wants only 2 questions to be answered. So now both sides are trying to show that they are avoiding Parliament. So with the Speaker, with the Home Minister writing to the Lok Sabha Speaker, will Speaker allot a time for discussion on the last day? In which case, if Home Minister makes a statement as part of the beginning, start of the discussion, what will be the Congress position? Will Rahul Gandhi allow the discussion? So there is a lot of things happening, but then both sides are trying to score a point. And since the developments in Jharkhand, the eastern state of Jharkhand, particularly in the capital Ranchi, where students were again caned on the issue of irregularities and corruption in recruitment at government posts. Since then, the Congress, which is part of the coalition in Jharkhand, is not very, very eager that there is a full-scale discussion. And on the government side, they are now open to a discussion because of the developments in Jharkhand. Otherwise, the discussion would have been confined only to the July 20th developments in Delhi.
Okay, so let's wait and see how tomorrow pans out. We'll leave it there. Mr. Shekhar Iyer, thank you very much for joining us on WION.
Thank you.